Well, hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first attempt at doing an unboxing video of the Wallke H6. Obviously, it's already together. In the following clips, I will explain the difficulties I had and parts missing, etc. Overall, I'm pleased with the bike, even though I have not ridden it, but the overall quality is very good. But the instructions and a few other things, like I said, missing parts is a problem. But I will do a follow-up video on customer service once I find out how they're going to respond to my needs. That being said, let me tell you one thing, real important. Do not take delivery of this and then let it sit for a few days. You need to get on it right away, because nowhere else have I read this, except in the manual that was in the box, that you have 7 days to file a complaint for any issues. So you better get on it right away. So, also, I would like to mention that I watched a YouTube video, the channel name Old Guy Exploits. Now, this guy's not as old as me. I'm 66. And I will try to put a link, try to remember to put a link in the description of this video. But like I said, I'm 66 and I may forget, but it's Old Guy Exploits. Very good video. His video showed the minimal assembly that was required, and according to the instructions that I got, it's just the front fender and the wheel, and then of course adding whatever else you might have. The phone holder is excellent quality, holds my phone great, and then I've got a holder for my DJI Air 2S drone. And you may be wondering about the Santa Claus hat. Well, I started a trek about a year ago. My plan was to hike the 3 major trails. It's called a Triple Crown: Appalachian Trail, Continental Divide, and Pacific Crest. Well, it was very hot in July, and I found a great motel with a pool, and I decided to spoil myself for a while. Well, while I'm at the motel, I had a heart attack. And so I got work done, and then started having troubles with my legs, and the doctor said best thing to do is to exercise those legs. So what better way? Get an e-bike. And here I am. I'm planning on riding south for the winter, and then turn around, go back north, exploring the country and conducting several social experiments. The Santa Claus hat, I look like Santa Claus. I've got a big beard, long hair, and I'm old. So what I'm doing is, when little kids approach me and we talk for a while, I have a stack of $1 bills and I hand them out. $1 bill to a little kid is a big deal. Puts a smile on their face, and I enjoy that. So I've done it several times, only got one video of that. However, I will be doing a lot more as time goes on. Social experiments also include First, Fourth, and 14th Amendment audits, because dressed as Santa Claus riding in small towns, I'm bound to be stopped. So we'll find out. We'll find out what happens. So that's about it for right now. I will try to piece these videos together. Oh, and if you would please, by all means, please like the videos, subscribe to my channel, and hit the alert bell notification. As I said, I'm going to film anything that's interesting, and if I have any interactions with people over the First, Fourth, and 14th Amendments, I think that will be of value to many people. So with that said, oh, sorry, one more thing. Hitting the alert button not only lets you know when I post a video, but also liking, subscribing, and sharing videos that you find interesting helps the YouTube algorithm. That's important because once you get to 1,000 subscribers and you have X number of hours of viewing, they allow you to use chapters to make videos easier to review. You skip ahead, so on and so forth. Well, so this time I'm cutting this video off, and we'll begin with the removal of the Wallke H6 from the delivery vehicle. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy. And take care. This is the synopsis. I've already put the bike together. I want to point out page 9 of the owner's manual and what it says about battery size there. So one can only understand what to expect here. So all in all, the manual was better than I expected, but other things were not. Please stay tuned to see the major items and a few minor problems that I've had. And in conjunction with my video, I recommend you take a look at the YouTube channel Old Guy Exploits. Very good video on unboxing. And that's about it. Well, onward and upward. And there's Chico with the cart.
You good? Yeah, we just don't know.
And the man delivering the box.
Slide like that. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me get up.
That's about 96 pounds if I'm not mistaken.
You have to open up book. You ain't gonna be able to get it. I wish I was. Damn, can't stand it up. There's no room over here.
Will it stand up? It probably squeezed between here.
Can it? Can these go apart?
Yeah.
You don't want to break it though.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
If you pull on one side, and we need 4 people though. 2 people pull these back. What? Somebody try to help stand it up.
I have to stand it up. So there's no way through that door, huh?
It's under 100 pounds, right?
I don't know how heavy it is, but it is heavy. That's one thing I know. You see how heavy it is?
I mean, if I pick up on it and told it, you pick up on it and told it, you what, 50 pounds a piece, right?
Yeah, where do you want it?
One in your room, 112?
Yes, sir.
Up there?
Oh, luckily first floor.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
look at all that. They're all heavy. I gotta do that too.
Well,
so,
it's on the ground.
You know, I'm already tired like crazy, so I don't know.
Boss gone.
All right, so we'll pick up back in the room.
So what did you just slide?
Go for it. And Chico Man has the master key. All right, man. You want me to turn or help you? Think you got her. Whoa.
Gotta watch that first trip.
Yeah, man. Piece of cake.
Put it over here. You got it. All right, just let me know when you're ready.
Okay, man.
Have it out the box and everything.
Great job. Hey, man, thank you much.
We're gonna come back and put it together.
Yeah, man.
100. Hey, when I make this bed up, I'll be finished.
Understood.
Next, I gotta vacuum the top floor.
All right, War Eagle's gonna go to town on these staples.
You ready?
As you can see, it's to be shipped this side up, don't lay down, and I witnessed on the truck it was vertical, just like this. So all right. Well, you know what, War Eagle? This is pretty boring, taking staples out. So I'm gonna get a pair of needle nose and give you a hand. We'll be back in a minute. And as you can tell, the box is not only stapled shut, but it's glued shut. Always think of safety first and be very careful when you're pulling the knife towards you. You don't want to slice the family jewels off. Oh, yeah, he's gonna put some muscle to it. I'm gonna hold the box. And War Eagle and Santa Claus got her open. Now we're gonna go a little deeper. Back in a minute. Well, that was a bear to get out of the box. Basically have to turn it upside down after you open the top, and just don't worry about the labeling. I'm sure it's all right to turn it upside down if you're not shipping. So this is how it came. Everything was packed very securely.
I thought we was gonna have to put all this together.
Yeah, looks like there's minimal assembly going to be required.
Yeah, man. All you gotta do is put the tire on.
The front tire is the only thing that was not tied in, but War Eagle caught that just in time. War Eagle, take a bow.
Ah.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll get her out of the box and go from there. Well, we're partially unpacked here. You see, the best way was just lay it down on the floor, and War Eagle's going through the pieces and parts. Why don't you open that up, my friend? See what's in it. There you go. I don't see any directions as of yet. Oh,
damn
there
right.
we go, under the tool.
Okay.
Ah, mirrors.
Fragile.
Very good.
Fragile. Fragile.
And they give us a full set of Allen wrenches. And the owner's manual, which undoubtedly interpretation is going to be a little bit be left to be desired. Well, I can't read and talk at the same time, but we'll get through it. Looks like just the front wheel and the handlebars and the front fender is the only thing that's going to be needed. So, well, folks, a couple bad things I found. Actually, War Eagle found this right here. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's bubbling in the paint. That may scrape up, but I don't want to get at it just yet. Might make it worse. But the other thing, empty box, charger is plugged in there, and I'm not sure if that's for the small or the large battery, but the problem is we don't find another charger in here. Haven't taken it out yet. I'm just getting ready to. And the handlebars. Charger could be under the cross member there. Well, we'll find out. Well, got the bike out, standing up, protecting the motel room floor. We're in the motel, and War Eagle's got it. It's not balanced on the kickstand without the front tire. So that'll be fender first and then tire. And there's the box, or the styrofoam container, and as you can see, there is not a battery charger for the other battery. I'm not sure which one. I hope I can ride it with just charging one battery. I'm not sure about the combination requirements. But, well, I'm gonna get over there and help War Eagle, and hopefully have it together soon. Well, this is interesting. Not a big deal, but if you look at this support for the front fender, it needs to attach right there and over there. But when you raise the fender into place, obviously somebody did not pay attention when they... Oh, you know what, War Eagle? What an idiot. Hold that fender, would you? Let me grab this. Watch this. Duh. All right, well, disaster averted. All right, back in a bit. Next step is to attach the light.
Don't you pull
the bolt is installed through the hole.
Don't you pull this down to pull this forward?
And then, no, it's all good. Raise the fender up into place there. Run the bolt through, and it's got a vibration nut on it. I can always call them ceramic line, but no telling what they're lined with nowadays. But you put it together loosely, and then we'll go down and attach these. I'll be back in just a minute. Well, folks, here's the worst part of the unboxing. The rear battery is over on the bed over there. And I'm not sure which charger goes with it, but probably that one. And the other charger and battery are missing. It was not delivered with this bike. So, gonna have to get on the horn, start writing emails, and I'll follow up with customer service review on the Amazon page and on the company's page if there's a place to leave them, but so that's a problem.
Hey, tell them to send me some face requests on Facebook.
Yep, terrible. Well, how do you like that? I didn't even think about it, but there's the extra seat posts that they do provide. It'd be nice to have both batteries to go along with it and chargers, but there you go. Onward and upward. We're going to take a little break here.
You believe in reincarnation?
Got the fender on. As you can see, the next thing is the wheel, but I'm going to read about that. And of course the pedals. But everything else looks pretty good. I haven't inspected it yet, but the paint job, that one blemish, it's got the Kenda tires, as they said, but
your phone charged up. What you got, Lord?
I sure hope I can ride it with just the back battery. More later on that. Well, here's a little thing I'm not real happy with. You can tell the plate is welded to this plate that's rounded. It's bent to a specific shape. And they didn't weld all the way, but they do make a thing called a stitch weld. I used to inspect welding at Millstone Nuclear Plant. But when you look at this side, you can clearly see that it's not welded. After they weld something like this, if they did purposely do stitch welds, then once they ground the weld smooth for powder coating, I'm assuming it's powder coated, I don't know that, but they just didn't make it look perfect. But I don't see a problem with that. It's not structural. Everything else is good. There's residue from the manufacturing, you know, oils and whatnot, but that's to be expected. So far so good. Now we're gonna put the front wheel on here. Took the axle out already, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, a little jittery here. All right, back for more later. We're getting her done. Hey, War Eagle.
All right.
All right, man. Go Auburn.
Yeah, right.
Well, folks, I just had a duh moment. This here is only to prevent the fork from getting mashed in during shipping. And I said we're going to put that in there, but obviously that's not right, because we've got the nuts on there, and this came up the side to keep it stable in the box. So back to the wheel. Well, here's one thing that I always question. This side of the axle has a washer under the nut, and that side does not. So therefore, I'm going to have to go to the book and figure this out. It either does or doesn't, I would suppose.
She's still able to get a full extension. She has no washer from her. She's going to take a big breath. I want to go back to that comment.
Well, definitely not happy with this. Clearly, the battery was rubbing during shipping, so anyways, not much you can do about that.
I can't wait to do that.
May touch it up, put some fingernail polish on it.
Hey, man, you read my mind, man, like that.
Yeah. Or even a piece of Velcro with a pad that keeps the thing. It probably vibrates in there, but I'm not gonna.
Let the church say amen.
Right?
Amen.
I'm not gonna get it off the charger to check it out. I'm not even sure yet if I can ride it. Just the one battery. But that's it. So back to the wheel. Thanks for finding that, War Eagle. Well, here's another issue. This protective cap here, I suppose, is intended to keep water out, but it's not pushed all the way on, and I'm not going to push on it until I know. But with the position of the hole where the wires enter for the hub motor, that will catch rain, and I can assume only that it would run the route of the wiring, conduit, whatever have you, into the hub motor and shorten its life. I'm not real knowledgeable on hub motors, but I know most motors don't like water in them. So I'm going to get that figured. Maybe I'll fill that with silicone after I mash it back on, but I'm not going to mash it until such time as I know what I'm doing. Now, as far as trailer options, I believe, unless you can make use of some of these other holes, there's no option to put a single axle or a single wheel cargo hauler. So this side would be no problem. I'm sorry, because you can extend that out, I would think. But that's down the road. So, main issue, water and improper placement of the cap. Well, this is follow-up to the one washer dilemma. One washer on only the disc brake side of the front wheel. As you can see, the nut, which I've installed backwards just to show you the face of the nut, that is inward to the fork, has got the hash marks in it there. And so does the inner nut that faces outward on the inside of the fork. Well, that washer in the middle has marks from when it was tightened down at the factory. That would have to be it. Because the washer serves no purpose in this case. If it were a split lock washer, I would have to question my logic there. But since the nut face is hashed and the inner nut facing the outward on the inside of the fork, those will tighten down on the fork, and the other side without the washer obviously will do the same thing. So I am opting to leave that washer out, and I may take it for a little test spin, pedal power only, but I'm not going to go long distances assuming this is correct. I've already got some problems to document with the company, file a claim. The biggest one, of course, is the missing smaller battery and charger, and a few other things, paint blemishes and whatnot. I will address that, and I will follow up and update my review once I've determined what customer service is like. If they give me a problem with the battery charger, then that's going to be all gloves off. Probably pack the thing up. That will be harder than unpacking it. But yeah, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm assuming, though, I hope that the company responds favorably. And well, that's about it. Oh no, that's not about it. Getting ready after I get the wheel on, come the pedals. And there's clearly two washers, so that's not going to be an issue. One on each side. Easy to figure out. All right, well, there may be more to follow. Well, one little minor glitch in the instructions is about the front brake caliper. Looks like one red pad there, and step 2 down here uses singular. Now, I found in many of these instructions from China that singular and plural are often mixed up, but I don't know if you can read step 2. And it says pull out the red pad, and which is used to protect the brake caliper. Don't want the pistons popping out. And do not pull the lever without having them in. Well, apparently, we'll remove that. Apparently, there's two red things, but for all the world, the material inside looks to be ceramic or asbestos, who knows. But it clearly is not a tab, a singular red tab. There's two red brake pads. However, the distance between them, as you can tell, is just about the right amount for this rotor, which, as you can see, I hope, the thickness is just a little bit less than the distance between those two brake pads. But bottom line, there was nothing in here to protect this the pistons in this. I don't know if it's a single caliper or dual, but it doesn't matter. And looks like it may be floating inside, but there's no tab there to prevent the pads from being squished together, and I'm just glad we didn't pull on the brakes while we were working this thing around to do the minor things on it. So that's about it. If I find out otherwise, of course, I'll come back and I'll correct myself. Alright, well, onward and upward. Finally, gonna put the wheel on. Here is the USB connection. It's very hard to find and pretty darn hard to access. It's got a little rubber cap there to keep water out. And that thing is not going to last very long. So, but I don't plan on riding in the rain. And but that's where it's at. Very hard to find. Well, we're getting near the end. It took me and War Eagle about 3 hours to put everything together. But then it took 2 days for me to figure out the front wheel situation. The brake was dragging every time, no matter what I did to adjust the wheel. Well, it turns out, earlier I mentioned this washer that was on the one side. There are the red brake pads, not to be confused with the red tab. If you put a pair of needle nose on those because they're red and try to pull them out, you're going to probably wreck it. So there's no red tab. And Old Guy Exploits, in his video, he didn't even mention the red tab, but he definitely said don't be squeezing the brakes. So a good video, but he had 2 washers, one for each side, and he put them on the outside of the fork. Well, after struggling with this wheel, it finally dawned on me that perhaps that washer was supposed to go on the inside of the fork, because the rotor was rubbing on the pad closest to the fork. Well, I put that washer in there, nothing on the other side, and it works like a champ. So I've still not taken it for a ride yet, but I will be doing so here shortly. But the manual shows nothing about the washers, but Old Guy Exploits, he had a washer on each side of his. So obviously things change. I mean, there's so many changes in the 1 month's time, because Old Guy Exploits videos only 1 month as of this date. And I noted several differences. There's my lock. One drawback to this bike is there's not many places to attach things. But with the cross member being rectangular, and it's just hard to attach things. I put my electronic vibration alarm under the seat. It's a nice place because you can't see it, but all in all, I'm very satisfied with the bike. I just gonna make my final decision after I deal with customer service. Oh, all right, moving on. I'm going to show you a minor problem with the back wheel. This is a demonstration of the back wheel. I'm in Power Assist 5, no load. And, well, it's self-explanatory. We're going to pick up a little speed. I'm old, but my hands do not shake like this. Shake, smooth out at the top. But at lower speeds, there's a good example. You can see the chain shaking. So I'm a little concerned about that, but hopefully once I get on the thing, there's no load. Top speed 36, 37, but clearly that's going to be changing with Santa Claus riding this thing. Alright, so we're going to in that. Oh, and the front brake does not have a switch to shut it off. The back brake, clearly. So, just be advised, don't expect the motor to shut off when you squeeze only the front brake. Well, moving on. I plan on this being the last video clip of this YouTube video, but I wanted to talk about trailers. If you have ideas to use a single wheel cargo trailer, you're going to be doing some modifications. You see those 3 holes there? I have a guy working on a plate for each side with the attached ball that I will be using to attach my trailer. Now, this here is a poor design, and it's one of the reasons why you can't use a single axle or a single wheel trailer. You just can't attach it to the axle, and it's clearly not a quick release. Well, that plastic cap right there was not, and what caught my eye is it was not pushed all the way up on the axle nut. But then I'm starting to look at it. The wire which goes into the hub goes through a hole in the plastic cap, and it's pointing up. Rain will collect in there, any splashes, and it'll go into the hub motor, I'm assuming. So I'm just going to cut a tie wrap there, pull that off, point it down, and then reattach the wire. But that's a no-brainer. That's poor design. I'm a retired nuclear engineer, quality control inspector, safety engineer, and that stuff just kind of gets my goat. But of course the manual, having been a procedure writer as well, the manual leaves a lot to be desired, but I knew that before I ever ordered it. So, well folks, I'm going to wrap it up. As I said at the beginning, please like, subscribe, hit the alert button, share videos you find are interesting. I have a lot of insect videos, my earlier ones, and I do that for my grandkids. And well, now we're going to be having Santa Claus videos for my grandkids. So that's it. It's the Wallke H6. Very poor lighting here in a motel, but there you have it. So yeah, please help my algorithms, because I would like to get better at producing YouTube videos. So I'm going to save the box. I do not expect to be sending it back. I'm very pleased. Something complex like this is bound to have a few problems. However, for $2,500, the problems should be minimal. And by all means, all parts should be included, like batteries, foot pump. I did not get foot pump. The second set of keys, did not get that because, of course, I didn't need it to go with the other battery. So, well, there you have it, sports fans. Thank you very much if you stuck all the way through this. I appreciate it. Hit that bell and look for more coming up. I'm trying to get better. Very new at video editing. I'm using Filmora Go. So far, I think it's pretty good. So, all right. Well, thanks again. And you all have a great Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.